What's up, old Power Ass crew? Today's video is not about that. What is it about then? No, not the barn. That truck is about the size of the barn. That's our topic for today. Let's go check it out. So what you're looking at is a 1967 Grumman Olson. Current powertrain is an inline 6-cylinder Ford, 3-speed, top loader, drum brakes front and rear. Yuck. She's a big one too. I'll pull my Jeep up beside over here in a minute and you guys will see how big it is. Take a little walk around for a second before we get into the story about it. I've actually had this rig, I don't know, at least a year and a half or so, I think. I just haven't really brought it up in any videos because I really haven't had time to fool with it yet. But kind of wanting to now. She's a big one. Let's go back to the front. I like big butts and I cannot lie. We got a big old tail on that thing. Chew. Unfortunately, it does not have the door right there that opens up. A lot of your Grummans have a door slider that goes back right there, but the other side does have the slider. That window right there, it does roll down. I am about to get rained on and I left my windows at the house for the Jeep. Sweet. There's my Jeep. See, no windows inside. I'm gonna get wet going home. So what's the story on this rig? I'm up here on my aunt's property. Up here, that's where I deer hunt and I go back there and play sometimes, whatever. Nice property. Tractors in there, we take a bush hogging for. That right there drops off into a ravine right there. You go on around there's a little mud hole over there they call a pond, but it's not much. You go way back up in there and it turns into cedar area. Really nice place. I come up here just quiet time. So, this big monstrosity right here. I've been out here deer hunting countless times. Walked past this thing countless of times. Didn't think nothing about it. I'm like, golly, why would somebody do something that big? Well, then one day my son come up here with me. That's when it all started. Dad, you need that. What do I need that big thing for? He says, now wait a minute. Did you not tell me one time you wanted a rig big enough to tow your Jeeps around with? I'm like, well, yeah, but I've got a Bronco for that. Bronco's kind of a short wheelbase, be kind of sketchy, but it would work, you know? And he said, that's big enough to tow your toys around with. You already got a trailer. I'm like, well, true that. He said, didn't you say one time that one of the events I went to, I was 4 days camping outside? He said, would that not make a really cool RV? See, the people who know me knows better than to do something to get my gears turning. When you do that, stupid stuff starts happening. So, next thing I know, I'm talking to my aunt about it. And one thing led to another, I bought it. Got the title on it now, clear, free, ready to start putting money into it, building and stuff. So, I think it'd make a pretty cool RV. What do you think? It's a big old box. We'll measure it here in a little bit and see how big it is. So let's take a walk on the inside. I'm gonna get wet going home because look, I left my windows at home. Yaha, wasp spray. Look at that. Oh crap, it's the bottom about to fall out. Look, the rain's coming right at me. Well, crap. Welcome to Jeeps. Got a little wood bead going in right there. Alright, so we'll take a tour of it while it's raining. Maybe this will blow over. And I'll sit on my wet seats on the way home. Would have crashed my phone. Grab back and go find my phone. Okay, never mind. I remember where my phone's at. It's actually, I got a phone mount on my dash. It's on it so the rain ain't gonna touch it. Anyway, back onto the tour. Well, the rain left about as fast as it came in. There's one of the wasps I got last time I was up here. There's another one. There's another one. He snuck up on me. He's out there somewhere. Come back here, boy. Alright, that's going to be a blooper. So let's continue on with the box until that wasp comes back in. So this partition wall right here, that's going to come out. All the shelving is going to come out. These boxes on these Grummans, all made of aluminum. Right there, you can see the aluminum. They got the plywood covering on the top of it, some insulation behind it, which quietens them down quite a bit, of course, in temperature control as well. But I'm going to take out all this right here, and we'll do something different. And I'll ribbed it and put some different siding or something like that into it. I see you, dude. I'll spray you. Okay, here's our box. We'll measure the length of it here in a bit. This partition wall is coming out. This is coming out. Taking my time here, making sure I ain't walking to another one somewhere. And we got our vines growing in through over there. I was up here yesterday, the day before, cut out all this stuff right there with a chainsaw and stuff, and dragged a bunch of stuff over to the burn pile. Now you can see that door right there is a pocket door. There's your rollers. It comes down. Of course, you got a big step right there. It slides back into the pocket here. Unfortunately, the driver's side does not have one. A lot of these Grummans did have a driver's side as well. Unfortunately, this is one model that did not. There's your heater core. Inline 6-cylinder Ford. It's not the 300 inline 6-cylinder. I think it's like a 230, 235 or something like that. One barrel. My buddy Wayne and I was up here fooling with it and trying to get it to run. It would start, it would run a little bit and shut back down. So it's a fuel delivery issue. So I took the carburetor home, threw a rebuild kit into it real quick, checked the needle seats, blah, blah, blah. Come back here, done it again, it still wouldn't run. I'm like, what the heck? We come to find out the fuel pump, electric fuel pump that I was testing this with, has 1 to 3 pound PSI. That is not enough for a carbureted application. You got to have a 5 to 7 PSI, or sometimes a 5 to 9 depending. PSI pump for a carbureted application. So I've got another pump. Need to slap a carburetor back on. My buddy Wayne coming up here. He and I come up here and we'll test it again. The battery box is right there. It's got a huge battery box. 3-speed top loader. And there's your gauge cluster. Old school, baby. Of course, I'm going to modernize a lot of this, not like digital or really high-tech stuff. I mean, something just so I can easily get parts, repairs, stuff like that in the event of a road trip with it. Right there's a window crank that you can roll down that window. You see it kind of sort of had the framework for a pocket. So I would love to know how to convert it to a pocket door. But we'll see what happens with that. Old school seat, that's gonna go. It's got this flimsy aluminum top in it, pop riveted throughout there. All that's gonna come out, and I'm gonna see what type of ribbon we got to work with above all that, and put insulation and stuff like that to quieten it down, climate control and stuff like that. Little glove box right there. Unfortunately, somebody used my glass here for target practice at one point in its life. Fortunately, it's flat glass, so if I can't source the glass anywhere, which I think I found one place I can get it, but if not, a glass shop should be easy enough to cut those flat pieces out and then get the rubber seal go around it. I've already sourced the seals. Okay, since it stopped raining for a moment, we'll jump outside and talk about a few other things. Then we'll grab a tape measure and we'll leave that up here. Oh. So building this out into an RV. Here's my thoughts. All you people out there that in the Jeeping community, or heck, I'm more than Jeeps, I do all kinds of cool toys anymore, that have RVs, that goes camping in big RVs or campers or whatever, you guys chime in with some ideas for me, okay? Now, I am a big, I love sleeping outside. Get down here in these woods right here, throw me a hammock between 2 trees, call it a night. Love doing that. I love sleeping outside. So my thought is, back here where the barn doors are, the big barn doors here, one bed coming about right along in here. I'll do another bed right above that. And down the lower part right here would be my little garage area where I can put parts, tools, and stuff like that. And the reason for 2 beds is that if one of my boys is with me, you know, for a road trip or something, they'll have a place to sleep, my grandkids or something like that. So I want to make sure I accommodate for more than just me. So I'm thinking that height I can do 2 beds. Then down this side right here, after the beds, be my little kitchen counter area. Down this side right here, it's gonna be my little desk area, something like that, storage. I've been watching all types of RV build out videos to try to get ideas. So, but if you guys can chime in down below, give me some ideas what would be really cool about this. Then building something up on top of this thing right here, obviously gotta have solar. How much, I don't know. I'll figure that out when I know what I'm gonna put into it. But definitely gotta have solar panels up there. Seats ain't too wet, we'll be alright. So I've got my tape measure here. I'm gonna measure the box real quick. I should have brought a tripod up here with me, but I didn't. Set the camera down a gallon of Clorox bleach and see if it'll ride right there. Now I measured to that partition wall right there because that's about where I plan on stopping everything at. Cheap tape measures. Now I'm going to accommodate for the closure of the door coming in. So I'm looking at 13 feet from the back of that partition to right here. If I was to close the doors, the overhang of the doors coming inside the box would give me about 13 feet of length right there. So I'm going to wrap that on the side wall. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to measure the width of the box, which you guys can see that because I'm doing it right behind the camera. So what do we got? Come on, focus camera. Alright, turn my viewfinder where I can see what I'm seeing, see what I'm doing. So we got 6 feet 3 inches roughly, 6 feet 3.5 inches. I'll tell y'all something, people. I got this tape measure at the dollar store. Now, I've got some really good tape measures at home, but I wanted one I could leave up here. This tape measure sucks. It's way... Why do I say it sucks? Anybody that's done any type of construction work knows the thickness of the blade right here means the world to how easy it is to use. This blade is so thin, it makes it hard to deal with, especially when you start stretching way out long distance. Pay for quality stuff. It's better in the long run. So 6 feet 3, if I want to split hairs, 1/2 inches. And since we're talking about dimensions, the overall length is 20 feet 7 inches, and that's from hanging like where the hinges are, which protrudes back a little bit, to where the front grille protrudes out. So it's about 20 feet 7 inches or so. Overall height, and I measured the other side because this side's got a flat tire, the other side does not. 8 feet 7 inches high. Overall width, I measure from hinge, to outside the hinge to outside the hinge. Of course, it's not going to take into account for the mirror sticking out. 6 feet 9 inches from outside the hinge to outside the hinge. Now, one of the times my buddy Wayne and I was up here toying with this thing, we had his TJ up here. He's got a 2000 model TJ, which you guys have probably seen in some of my videos if you follow my channel. That 2000 TJ, we measured its height, width, stuff like that. If it wasn't for the wheel wells, we could pull his stock TJ up inside that. That would be pretty cool if I could actually pull my rig and just drive it up inside there. I probably would not build it out to a full-size camper then. I would just do a bed area back here. I'll do my finger actually toward the front right there. Have like a bedding area. That way I can pull my rig right up inside there and let it ride. But I'm on the fence as to what I'm doing with rust bucket. Sometimes I think about putting 4-width axles under it. I've got a 14 bolt and a Dana 44 out of a 3/4 ton Chevy. Thought about putting that under rust bucket, but also this right here would be a great candidate for those axles because of why? My brake drums are locked up. If it wasn't for those drums being so seized up, I'd have this thing home by now. We've tried loosening up the adjusters, you know, that brings your brake shoes in because it's drum brakes front and rear. Really weird 6-lug pattern. The 6-lug pattern on this thing is the same as a Ford F600 style dump trucks, stuff like that. But they're seized up. We took straps. You see, well, actually better back here. You can see the piece of blue tape right there. We put that blue tape on that. Took straps and went through the tire, like say for instance right there. Hooked it onto his. Hopefully, he had his truck or his Jeep up here at the time. Kept pulling, trying to make it drum turn loose. Well, that's obviously a full floater rear, and so your brake shoes are going to be 3.5, 4 inches wide, depending. It would not turn. That thing is completely seized up. So sometimes I'm tossed back and forth by putting those axles, 14 bolt full floater, and the Dana 44 in front. It'd be a 4-wheel drive box truck then. That would be like super freaking cool. And taking rust bucket, putting another 8.8 under rust bucket because my 8.8 that I had under rust bucket is now under that. So get me another 8.8 going to the back of it and build me a Dana 44 or a 30 for the front of rust bucket for now. And when the money allows, get a set of F250 Super Duty axles for rust bucket. See, I'm not like those big YouTube channels with a ton of money at my disposal. They got big play money, I got pole money. So hey, I gotta make do with what I got, or save up the money to do what I need to do. Or you know, come on, you broke people have to know what I'm saying. So right here at the front, we got this these frame horns sticking out right here. Oftentimes, what they'll do here, they'll build the frame horns outward a little bit, and they'll put like scooters or something like that on the front of them for like your toy hauler or whatever. Of course, my headlight my headlight buckets have seen better days, but I'll find some way of dealing with that easy enough. Watch me open this up, big boy, to be in there. There's a radiator. That 6-cylinder obviously is not going to stay. What's up there? So my thoughts for power plant. Here's what I got at the house. I've got a 354 bolt Gen 1 small block, and I've also got a 351 Windsor on the engine stem. This is a Ford drivetrain. The transmission is at top loader 3-speed. I did some research that 6-cylinder and that 351 Windsor share the same bolt pattern as far as what bolts in the transmission. So for now, I could put that 351 Windsor in this thing behind that top loader 3-speed and have an engine to go right there to get rid of that little 6-cylinder. Will that 6-cylinder work? Obviously it will. Heck, this thing used to deliver who knows what. There was a time whenever I was on one of the Grumman Facebook groups, a guy claimed that he used to own this truck. I don't know, whatever. And the reason I say that is because of those wheels. He told me those wheels are a limited run for only UPS trucks. Now, the story behind UPS is that they don't like their trucks going out to the public. When they run a truck and they retire a truck, they scrap the truck. So, I don't know. I know zero about the history of this thing. I don't know how to trace the history of it. I just know it's something big, cool, and it's something that I've never dealt with before as far as building vehicles. Now, coming off the back right here, what I've seen a lot of people do on the different build outs of these Grummans. It's okay that this right here is busted out, not a big deal, because I'm going to probably cut this out over here, extend the frame system back here, and make a little small deck or something like that. One to step up into the rig, and also people put generators back here, propane tanks, different various things on a little small platform back here. So again, part of the reason for this video is if you guys are dropping the comments, give me ideas of stuff I can do for that. Especially all you people out there who already got RVs and such. Because I'm kind of out of my element a little bit on this one, which I really love because it forces me to think and research on what to do. How you gonna love that aerodynamics? Woohoo! So when I was talking about the engines a few minutes ago, I mentioned I have 351 Windsor and I have 350 Chevy 4-bolt. Yes, those are small blocks. Will it make it go down the road? Yes, it will. Is that the best option for towing all that plus a trailer behind it with a Jeep loaded on it? No, 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 no. Will it do it? Yeah, probably. It's not gonna like hills. So what would be the best engine for it? Big blocks. If I was going to stay Ford drivetrain, 460. If I was going to convert to a Chevy drivetrain, 454. But what would be the prime build out for it? An 06 BT. Expensive. So the small blocks will be just put it into it to get it up and going. If I can get that 6-cylinder rolling, I'll let that ride until, as I build it out and get the money up and build another engine for it, figure out what direction I can go with, or if I score a great deal on a 6BT for it, a Cummins. So those things are up in the air. As it stands right now, I just need to make this sucker roll and get it to my house, or I may end up building where it says to the point I can drive it from here. We're in Lafayette, Tennessee right now, and where I live at, to get from where I'm at now to my house, there's a big old long hill. Not a good thing to be driving if you don't have good brakes. Which also brings up another point. Dang, I forgot to bring them up here. I've got a set of rotors that have the same lug pattern as them right there. Well, I said set, I got one rotor, ordered one, to see if I can match that lug pattern. The thought process was convert the front to disc brakes. The rear drum brakes, maybe figure out how to convert it to drum as well, convert to disc as well. Shouldn't be a bit hard to do. No different from converting a 14-bolt full floater to disc as well. That's not a 14-bolt, I mean, it's a full floater, but I think it's like a Data 70 or something. I really haven't looked up to see what it is. But it's got a 513 gear under it. Ooh, great for what this thing is. But just imagine the highway mileage with the 513. Youch. So again, converting it to disc is an option, but putting that 14-bolt in the Dana 44 I have is also an option. I need to really just sit down and just start penciling out all my ideas and see which way the money flows for each build, because I want rust bucket going, I want this going, and my axles I have for the 14-bolt in the Dana 44 could be for either project. You know, if I could just hit the lottery, it'd be a lot easier. What's my theme for building this? If you guys have been watching my channel any at all, you guys should know that I'm a fan of rat rods. All this bling, make it shiny, make it pretty, make the paint perfect, don't care nothing about it, don't care. But here's the dilemma. That whole box, all that is made out of aluminum. It is a very, very common mod to strip all that paint. That's acres of paint. But to strip all that and polish it. Ooh, would it be pretty? Oh yeah, bright and blingy? Yes, but here's my catch to that. I just said I don't like bright and blingy. But polished aluminum has got that, how you say, it's still kind of got that rat rod theme to it in a way, I guess you might say. I know that's kind of contradictory, but it's got the industrial feel that I like. So my thought process was, if I was to go through all that, strip all that, polish aluminum, my PowerX logo goes right there. I don't know, do something cool up here or something, but I don't want to overdo it with all the decals and stuff. Of course, off my barn doors on the back side, I might put my PowerX logo back there. And up around here, that flat area up there, I would like to build some kind of little deck up there. I mean, really low profile. I don't know how strong that rooftop is. I haven't been up there. If it's strong enough to hold me up or walking around, or multiple people up or walking around, yay, great. If not, build some kind of little deck system up there. So if we're at someplace camping or wheeling or whatever, I mean, there's an option to, I don't know, have a little seating area or something up there. I don't know. I'm brainstorming at this point. But coming around through here, I would like to have that metal work on both sides, just tubing, 1-inch square tubing or something like that. Like lights through here, so I can light up off the sides. Maybe a little lighting up top right here. Not crazy bright stuff, not like a huge light bar. That's just tacky at this point. And since I'm going that Mad Max style theme, feel, whatever, right here in the front, and if I build out that little deck I mentioned earlier ago, do some kind of little front guard, again, it's a brainstorming thing. You guys drop some ideas down below. So what's the point of this video? One, it's kind of introductory to one of the toys I've had for a while, but I've never introduced to the channel. If it's something you guys would like to see me build this thing out. Now, it wouldn't be like a complete series, one big long run, because this bad boy is going to be expensive to build it. Like I said earlier, I'm one of the poor YouTubers. I'm not like you know, the high dollar YouTubers that makes all the money. That's not me. I'm trying to get there, but if I could do this full time, I would love it. So that it's about you guys who have done RVs, campings, and stuff like that. Tell me what would be cool. Another thing is like for the black water tank versus composting toilets and stuff like that. I would like for it to be pretty much self-sufficient in needing, if I want to pull over just at a general rest stop with all the rest of the truckers or something that doesn't have a way of using the restroom on site, that it wouldn't be no big deal for me to go back here and do my business or something, you know. And no, I don't want to go outside when it's 20 degrees and try to take a squat, you know. So I don't know. I've heard so many different opinions about using this RV toilet versus that RV toilet. That'd be, if you guys drop the suggestions down there, great. Oh yeah, one thing, some of you guys may try to drop links. YouTube has a way of, has this thing about blocking links when you put them in the comments. So if you say, hey, if there's a website called grummanmods.com, just put, hey, check out the website, Grumman Mods. They got a lot of cool ideas there. Or a website that says DIY camper. Just say, hey, check out this website, DIY camper, and just kind of go from there. I know to put .com or .gov or whatever. It won't be .gov, obviously, because that's all government stuff. But you got my point. Just tell me the website as a general word. Don't try to put a link. If you put the .com or something like that under it, YouTube will interpret that as a link. And oftentimes it puts it back in the middle of the black hole of the consoles, and sometimes I never see it. So I told you guys I'd pull my Jeep up the side of it, give you an idea how big that thing is. So if it wasn't for my stinger sticking out there, you know, they would actually fit up in the back of that one. The problem with mine is it's got enough lift that would never fit the height on the inside. Because overall I've got about close to 5 inches of lift, and then my 35-inch tires. The roll bar would never clear the inside of it. And that stinger, I'm really getting tired of it. I'm really thinking about taking it off or shortening it at least. Kind of make it more into like a little bull bar or something. All right, my Power Ass crew, hit that thumbs up if you'd like to see me build this big rascal. Leave me some comments down there, some suggestions, ideas, or something like that. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos on this, Jeeps, cars, motorcycles, or any other toys I happen to be playing with. Hit that subscribe, thumbs up, and leave us cool comments down below. Peace. Later, y'all.